Welcome to the Earz Podcast, where the voice is loud and the reason is raw. I am your host, Dale Elliott. Now, I don't like the environment and things, so make sure to subscribe. Today, we're going to just jump right into the topic. So today is the 10 things you need to know as an immigrant when you're moving to the United States. And when I say that, I mean as an undocumented immigrant. So when you're just moving to America and you have no papers, you see them 10 things here crucial to your survival. Believe me. Number 10, study the laws of the state where you choose to move to. Now, a lot of people come here and they're undocumented and then them just drop in a one state and then them just never leave that state. Now, the way how the United States is, there are a lot of different states. You have 50 states on land to choose from. And the reason why I always emphasize on this is because each state is like its own little country. And what you can get away with in one state might be very harder to get away with in another state, especially with their laws. So certain states' laws, immigration, different from another state. So it kind of harder for an undocumented person live in another state. Because what a lot of people don't really know before them come here, especially if them come here undocumented, is that majority of these states are either red or blue, which is either Republican or Democratic. Now, the states that are Democratic are more, I wouldn't say more lenient, but the states that are Democratic kind of make it easier for an undocumented person to survive or make a living or adjust their status to be a American citizen or American permanent resident. So when you land in a state, you have to be very mindful of their laws pertaining to immigration and even their laws naturally, because some states their gun laws are different. Some states the immigration laws are different. Some states a DUI is a misdemeanor, while in some states a DUI is a felony. And some states, which are called sanctuary states, i.e. California, New York, some other ones that I'm not remembering right now, but some of these states make it easier for an immigrant to, obtain a driver's license. It's kind of easier. The ICE doesn't necessarily have a jurisdiction. Well, ICE is like American immigration. Them kind of can come for you. So some states make it easier for them to can arrest you. Like some states you can be in a club and ICE just come into the club and say everybody need to show me them ID. And when you just come here, if you're undocumented, you might not necessarily have an ID. So you don't really want them in a certain states if you're not sort out. Recommendation, California, you can go New York, or there are a couple more I'm not really remembering, and those are states where you can go, you can get your driver's license. People survive in other states, but these are just states which the laws are more laxed. It is way harder to get deported in California or get deported in New York if you're not a troublesome person, or you're not going to just be scraped up off the road and get deported in those countries, in those states. Now, number 9, get a bank account. I'm not going to stop stress this, especially on the way how you come into the country. So if you came by air and you have a I-94, something like that, where you have an immigration stamp say enter the country, you can be in the country for up to 6 months. Within that 6 months, please get a bank account. And there are certain banks which allow you to get a bank account if you are undocumented. Banks such as Bank of America. Bank of America is a very good bank. I actually got my bank account before I even became a resident here. I got my bank account probably like 2017, and all I needed was my passport. Took my passport to Bank of America and I got myself a bank account. And I think they even issue credit cards as well. And the reason why I always emphasize getting a bank account is because getting a bank account will make you start receiving mail, because you're going to have to provide an address to the bank. And even when you eventually go and adjust your status and get papers, you are now going to have a long enough history with the bank. So it's not like you're just going to start over. Now, after you get that, now you can just simply go apply for the credit card, or you already have a relationship with the bank. So your credit history is going to be longer now, as if you were just sorting out. Now you have a longer credit history, better relationship with the bank, it's easier for you to get a loan, and now you now save your money in your mattress, because a lot of people that are undocumented that work, they believe that they only can get paid cash, but you can get, even if you get paid cash, you can put that cash in a bank account. So it is better to save it in a bank account, and when you do that, now you can have Zelle. With Zelle now, you have an ID, you can show you have an ID with your name on it, you can Zelle, you can order stuff, make things much easier. When you adjust your status, you go and get your social, them just put your social to your card or to your name, and then you move on from that. So it's always good to get a bank account. And when I say get a bank account, please get as many bank accounts as you can. That is my way of saving. I like to spread money. I still like to keep cash, but sometimes it is better to spread money and have history with that bank, have history with that credit union, because you never know when something might come up that you might need it. Get a bank account. And if you're living in a state like say Florida, or some other states, Georgia, where you are not really allowed to get a state ID if you're undocumented, I would advise you guys to move from that state. Go to a state where you can have a state ID at least. That way now you can now show identification. Next thing, if you now come up here, carry a ID with you. Carry a Jamaican driver's license. It's not illegal, and the police here might scrutinize it if you get pulled over. But it is better to show them an ID than no ID at all. If you're trying to get into a club, your Jamaican driver's license will get you into a club. Not necessarily Jamaican, but carry everything. Your qualifications might not mean anything for now, but in the long run it can when you adjust status. But carry a driver's license here. Trust me, you need a farmer ID. And your biggest hurdle are going to be your bank account and your farmer ID. Choose your right state, and you can solve all of that. Moving on. Number 8, choose your friends wisely. The reason why I say choose your friends wisely is because you are going to get a lot of misinformation. A lot of people are going to tell you to do certain things that make absolutely no sense. Because I always say, listen to me, a man is a fool to what him don't know. Your friend will tell you some things that make no sense, or no, you can't go this, or you can't get a bank account. You can't go this because you might get in a trouble. One of the big myths me always hear is that you can't fly because you're not on the papers. No, you can fly domestically. You can fly domestically because all you need to show is your ID. When I say ID, if you don't have a driver's license, because I don't think a Jamaican driver's license might work, but your passport. If your passport is expired, you can renew it at the Jamaican consulate. You literally can Google it, find out where is the closest one for you. You can renew your passport from America. Listen to me, the phone is right here. You can do so much things with your phone. All you have to do is just Google it and find out more. So a lot of misinformation go around, especially people always tell you that everything, you need a lawyer here, you need lawyer for the papers, you need lawyer for sign this and that. Listen to me, you can be your own immigration agent. You can angle your own thing as long as you're competent and you read and write. Trust me, you will not get it wrong. The steps are super simple, and is always misinformation, and a lot of people don't know. So choose your friends wisely. Another reason why I say you must choose your friends wisely is because company in America is a big thing. You don't necessarily want to come up here and undocumented and then living a life as if you are documented or if you get comfortable. So if you have people around you that are not pushing you to go there and sort out yourself, and that is going to be a deterrent. Because you're going to have people around you, and trust me, they might in a better situation than you and don't necessarily care about you. So you just idle with them, drive around in a car with them, and then now you might naturally see them with things where you like, and you might see a man with $1,000 shoes, and you feel like you must buy $1,000 shoes now, or spend unnecessary amount of money because you keep on and go party. And all of them things, that trust me, them are going to add up, because to sort out yourself, it's not as expensive as one would think, but it is also very time consuming. I would focus my energy more on that than finding a specific crowd or a specific kind of people that want to run up and down and party every day and not necessarily serious. And also, you have to stay away from troublesome people as well. Because you know when they're in a group of man where involved in any form of illegal activity and you get caught up in it. You know want to drive in a car with no man and machine in the car and no man now own the machine. If police pull them over, you in the car, you end up drop back a yard, you get in unnecessary trouble because you just there at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know want to do that. You know want to par with some man and house get raid and you in the house when it get raid and you not on the papers. Because that's the story we always happen to enough man. Because when enough people explain to you is that if you get locked up when you're undocumented, everything normally take time. So you get locked up today. The police is not immigration. Them not necessarily care about your immigration status then and there, but them are going to take a fingerprint and you go in them system and now you go have a record in them system. So you not get banned out same time. If you not get banned out same time, immigration are going to come take you. Especially if you're in a certain state, immigration are going to come for you. Stay out of trouble. And in order to stay out of trouble, you need for their own positive people, you need for their own positive things, you need for them in a positive environment. You know they with no friend where park on a corner every day where something might go down because you just know why getting in trouble worse if you not deal with your thing yet. Because you not dealing with your thing, if you catch trouble and your thing not deal with, it'll go even harder in the long run for you sort out yourself. Because you know what? When no time for sort out yourself, you have a bag of things, you have criminal record already. That already don't look good. So you have to be very mindful of the friends them where you choose and the company them where you keep, place them where you hang out, the activities them where you take part in. You have to be very mindful of them things there. So number 7, seek help with your immigration status. And when we say seek help, simple Google. Find out how you can deal with yourself. Now, you can enter various ways. You can enter by ship, you can enter by air, you can enter by land. However you enter, if you enter by air and you have a stamp, you have a legal entry. Now, you have overstayed your visa. Now, if you have entered and it is not through an immigration port, that you are in a different situation. It is now harder for you to adjust your status. There are ways to do it, but I think you are going to have to seek asylum, and that is not as easy as the other route. So be very mindful of how you approach the situation when coming here. So don't make no man tell you, say, listen to me, yo, me have a boat, and yeah man, we are going to jump a wall or we are going to run in, and no listen to them people, because a man I always tell you, yeah man, forward man, me got you. Me just gonna need you to do this or that. It's harder for you sort out the way there. So you see, if you gonna feel like you want to come in a certain way, eliminate out marriage. Marriage now can't help you. Eliminate out getting sponsored, because sponsored can't help you. Because nobody can sponsor you. Your parents can't file for you. If you come in and it is not through an immigration port, you basically a waste your time and you might stuck undocumented forever. I am not here to tell you to be undocumented. I am trying to encourage people to deal with them things. The man who come here and he must sort out himself, this is for uno. Me not try tell a man for just come a foreign without a plan. You know them way there. And if you're there, so me I tell you, seek immigration advice. There is a wealth of knowledge on immigration, so Google things, read. There is a lot of free attorneys all about the place where you can go find out certain information. That is why I say, if you Google immigration advice, you go find out which state easier for what, how you can deal with yourself after you're married, what you sort out after you're married, get your work permit while you're married before you even get your green card in your hand. All of them things there are things where you can learn as long as you just read up on immigration advice. Whole heap of immigration advice always help you, so you can't have too much knowledge. Moving on. Number 6, listen to me. Always save on the money. Reason why I say that, anything can happen while you're there. So you see, when you're at work, especially if you're not on the papers, have your money. So you have to try save as much money as you can, because you don't really want a certain situation pop up or certain opportunities pop up where you don't have the money. Because watch out, if you're supposed to go bust a marriage, you want to have the money right away for deal with the paperwork, for put in the paperwork. You don't really want to live as if you're there free, so you have to prepare to spend some money, so you have to go pay. So you have to always save some money. You have to remember, say, yo, what if one day, you know, them hold on for you and them say, bam, them are going to send you back a yard. You have a little money. You can tell a man, say, yo, go draw the money out of the account here. Yo, me left the money around you, so always save on the money. Don't live up here vicariously and nah save on the money. You have to save for the rainy day, just in case them hold you or anything, and you have to save for when you find the person or when your job are going to give you the opportunity, you just bust a marriage. And the reason why I also say save too is because it's not as easy if you get a job. So you know, one lose a job and it'll take you time to find work again. Because remember, you're probably under the table. In that time period there when you try find work, it's not as easy as a man where can just walk going to somewhere where I say no hiring and show him the social and them run him social and everything alright and him gone. Your thing kind of different. You want to save so you have a cushion till you even get a job. You understand what I say? So you always have to save money. While you're there, save your money, put up your money. Try find a certain insurance, find some insurance pay and them things because you can get that. And I believe you cannot get that. And you'll go get a hospital bill and all them things. So you have to look on them things there. And if you get a hospital bill and you don't pay, they might go fix it, you know. But trust me, when you sort out, you are going to have that hospital bill is going to transfer right by your credit. So don't feel like say you get to it. So make sure say you save for incidentals. I can't stress on that enough. Trouble no set like rain. So you see when the rain come, make sure you have a little umbrella or if it's even a raincoat. So save your money. Oh, me there so I talk. You see while I watch the video, subscribe. Moving on. Number 5, stay out of trouble. The reason why I say stay out of trouble is because if you are here undocumented, you know want catch no trouble. Because 1, you catch trouble, they must send you a yard. 2, if you have planned to sort out, it'll go harder for you to sort out now. Especially if a certain charge. Now, say you go get a shoplifting charge. Affect you. Misdemeanor, it might still affect you. A DUI, that is a wicked, you know, you don't want to get no DUI. Say you go keep on a go jail, you go jail for 2 months, 3 months at a time and all them things there. You have to stay out of trouble, you have to see certain people and move from them because you know what catch trouble and you don't even deal with your thing. That's one of the worst things to do. So avoid fight, avoid certain environment. Stay far from certain people. If you're there on somebody and them keep on getting in trouble, move. Domestic violence. You see that in America is very serious. Them take that very serious. So nobody feel like say yo you have your woman and you and your woman are go fight or whatever and no do that. Say if you're there with a partner, a girl or a boy, if you and somebody in a relationship and it start get physical, leave it. You can get in some serious trouble. Don't do them thing there, people. Don't do them thing there up here. So don't feel like you're going to come here. You know, if you put your hand on a woman nowhere, don't put your hand on a man nowhere because trust me, you put your hand on somebody up here, that are probably the quickest way to reach back a yard. Psycho couple and them thing, they don't work it up here because you got jail and your partner have to call the police. Your neighbor can call the police and that sink you. Domestic charge are one of the worst charges you can get. So avoid all of them things there and avoid felony. You don't want to get no felony. Felony is not a good thing. So you have to stay out of trouble, man. You have to stay far from people. If you're there around anybody where commit any crime, any felony activity, take away yourself from them. You know want in the vicinity of it. So that's why you have to know your laws too. Because you go there on a man you even not gonna know him a felon. And him can there on and him a felon. And him all have machine, you get locked up with him, trouble. Can there one party, you can a pirate felon, you can in a one car, a drive with a felon. Police pull him over, smell herb in the car, and then you in the car too. Him a felon and you dead. So them a go search your car, then they lock you up. Depend on the state where you're in, run your thing, see say you no sort out, trouble. So you have to stay away from felon. You know want them man they nowhere near you. State where you live in, people where you surround yourself with, the important. So you see how everything kind of fall in line behind a state and people. So you have to know that too. Stay out of trouble. Moving on. Number 4, pay your taxes. Now, a lot of people might believe say an undocumented person cannot pay taxes, but even if you are getting paid under the table, it is always good to pay taxes. Now there is something you can go and on Google to find out. And when you go on Google, just Google like how does an undocumented person pay taxes? Because by right, you really should pay taxes. You want to try to have yourself in the best standing for when the time to come for you to get papers. So you have to make sure say you pay your taxes. You have to make sure say you're in a good standing, because all them things that gonna matter. Because when you pay your taxes up here, you can get certain benefits. Certain things might be available to you or wouldn't be available to you if you never pay your taxes. So pay your taxes and get that out of the way. Make sure say you subscribe. Moving on. Number 3, choose your partners wisely. Now, the reason why I said that, if you come here and you come for married and sort out yourself, the partner where you choose, very important. Number 1, you have to love the person. Because if you don't love the person, it might not even reach to the point where you get sorted out. Number 2, the person preferably be an American citizen. That is very important. Try to make sure that the person is an American citizen. You don't really want certain things take longer. So if the person is a resident, it might take longer. Or be very mindful of the person's immigration status, because you might have date the person and don't know. So if you're undocumented, it might sound away, but don't come over here and just date any and everybody. Date somebody who can help you. And I see situations where man end up a deal with some woman, or woman end up a deal with some man where either the man a Yankee or the girl a hood rat, and they only just not get along, but you just stay with them because you try sort out. When initially them people can be problem to you. Everybody where you're married, you're going to have an immigration interview. And you don't want going to the interview and the person where you're married and move like them. No sense. Them did want to have different bank account from you. You have to make sure that all of them things they check up, You have to make sure so you have joint account. You have the same address. You have to make sure say you and the person there. So if you and the person there and you and the person married, live with the person. Don't go on like you want to have your own thing. Them might don't know say them thing they important. You have to make sure say you deal with them thing, the joint bank account, same address. Make sure say you take all your picture them. Make sure say everything, cause trust me, you have to prove say it legal. So you know what, relax. And you girl, you're there with a man and him not too like take picture and them thing there. Take some picture with him, man. Where you talk about? Take some picture with him, man, and them thing there. You can't just, we married and we are live and everything alright, and live in the same household, but you no barely do anything together. Him not put you upon him taxes, or you have to try get them things out of the way, because when the time come, super important. So your partner important. You don't want nobody where might use it against you. Say you're undocumented. You don't want nobody where hold it over your head. Like, oh, you can't see your family tell us you can't do this or you can't do that, because sort out a certain way. And trust me, I see it happen to a lot of people. So I don't want to come here and end up in a certain situation like that. And if you're there, and if you're there with somebody all 2-3 years pass, your paperwork not gone in yet, start wonder if the person try sabotage you. Start wonder if the person try hold you down. What are you doing to move on from that? Choose your partner wisely. Your partner must be Florida, New York, and Georgia, and Jersey, and Connecticut, where you all like Jamaica and them pile up. Your partner must do this. So your partner might be Minnesota. The love of your life might be Iowa, might be Texas. The love of your life they're in other states. You can't stick to one place and one culture. Me can't do it. Your wife might be a white woman. Interracial is a big thing up here. Your wife might be of another nation. She must be Jamaican. Your wife might be African. Your wife might come from Trinidad. Your husband might come from Iran. See what you like. Date. Don't find nobody where will use it against you. So that's very important. Choose your partner wisely. Moving on. Number 2, seek all avenues to adjust your status. When I say that, seeking all avenues, you can adjust your status by marriage. You can adjust your status by your parents file for you. You can adjust your status by your brother or your sister file for you. You can adjust your status through work. There are multiple ways in which you can adjust your status. You can adjust your status by you come up here So you come up here on a student visa. You can adjust your status because after you finish school, you can go work somewhere and then they can file for you through that. So there are many ways in which you can adjust your status, and it's not just marriage. And that all come back to how you get in here. I implore you, it is always better to get the visa and then come here. And always remember, you have a whole 6 months while being here to make that decision. In that 6 months when you are here, there's so much things you can do, which when you are fully valid, like drive and all of that, you have to make sure, you figure out which angle you are going to take in which you are going to try to adjust your status. But you can't just come here and believe, alright then, me not gonna adjust my status, me alright. Because you will go on sanctuary state and alright. And immigration laws is things will change rapidly. Because every election come, you realize immigration is always the first thing pan America agenda, them politician here. So you need to deal with your immigration first. You have to have something pan paper say you're up here. Because you know when them come with their madness, deal with. So seek all the relevant avenues to adjust your status up here. So we're moving on. Number 1, you see this. A lot of people not gonna like this. A lot of people are gonna disagree with this. But focus on yourself first. So when you just come here, you have to focus on yourself first. You are number 1 priority. When I say that, now you might come here and you might come up here with a little savings, and whole heap of people might bomb rush you and try use you, get you to spend money unnecessarily. You don't need them people around you. And then you have people at Jamaica now, apart from your immediate family. And if you come here and you have kids at Jamaica, exception. You have to take care of your people. You have to take care of your kids. Make sure you subscribe. You have family at Jamaica where them not understand that you're undocumented. Them want you keep on send money to Jamaica and say everything is alright. You have to put yourself first. Because 9 times out of 10 when you move come to America, it's like you automatically now supposed to take care of everybody. Or you supposed to be the breadwinner for everybody. That I go sink you. So you can't come here and try deal with your papers and sort out yourself, but you keep on if you send money to Jamaica. Suppose you never come a foreign. What them would I do? You have to put yourself first. If you're your youth, or if you're in a serious situation with your immediate family, you have to give it a break. So my time you have to look on the phone and ring and don't answer it. Your conscience might burn you, but your main priority is to deal with yourself first. You have to sort out yourself first. That will be your main priority. There and keep on focus on too much things a yard. You sort out yourself, but you have taxi around a yard and that'll take up your time, or you have to do this. Focus on one thing, get that out of the way first. So you can't try run business a yard and hope for man send money come give you, a fret about people a rob you, a fret about the woman where you have a Jamaica a give you a bun. Listen to me, it probably a gonna happen. Focus on yourself first and get your papers out of the way first. Have nothing else for worry you. Children, if you have kids and immediate family now, that is an exception. But don't go above and beyond for something when you prioritize a certain thing, because enough time you see, enough situation, man complains that them just not have the money to deal with it yet. So you have to focus on that. Get that out of the way. That are my 10 things them when we think everybody were undocumented must do while them in a US. And the 11th thing is to subscribe. Yeah man, you see subscribe. Make sure you subscribe.